All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Karli Barnett. We are here at the First Alert Desk, and we want to give you a rundown of some of the stories that we are working on for you tonight. This includes some updates to what we told you about earlier, as well as what we can expect later on tonight. So we'll give everybody a couple of seconds to get on here, and we will chat. Making sure my audio is on. It may not be on. Or maybe it's an IFB issue. Well, how about you guys tell me? If you can hear me okay, let me know. All right, so we are going to start with some of the stories that we are anticipating for later. A story that we've been following really all week long is the unfortunate death of Briasia Powell, only 16 years old, shot and killed last Sunday. And now this weekend, her loved ones are saying their final goodbyes. We have some video of her repass where family and friends gathered to say how much they loved her, how much she meant. And this was at the Area 4 restaurant. Many students and family members wore all white. They wore sprinkles of pink. Some of her classmates also wore T-shirts displaying pictures of Powell. And we saw a number of students riding throughout the area, shouting her name. And we just really saw the impact that this teen was leaving behind as hundreds mourn the death of 16-year-old Briasia Powell. Again, police say she was shot at the exit driveway of Benjamin E. Mays High School at a gathering after a graduation party last Sunday. She was an athlete, she was a good student, and she was getting ready to start her summer job with the city of Atlanta. She was the niece of Atlanta City Councilman Antonio Lewis, who was also there paying his respects. She did have her funeral today. Out of respect for the family, we did not go there, but as you can see, people just gathering to remember her young life that was taken much too soon. And staying on the unfortunate topic of gun violence, reporter Joshua Skinner went to this event today. It's supposed to be a wake-up call, they called it, for the city's youth. The Community Council of Metropolitan Atlanta hosted its Live Before You Die Summit today. It was at the Martin Luther King Jr. International Chapel at Morehouse, and it featured a visceral display including hearses out in front of the building, a mock funeral service. The names of teens killed in Atlanta were also read to those who attended. Norma Joy Barnes, she led the summit, and she says whether it impacts one life or 100 lives, creating positive change here is what matters most. She says the visual nature of the summit is intended to really drive home the importance and the seriousness of youth violence. Today marked the beginning of the Community Council's Youth Violence Prevention Initiative, and today is actually Gun Violence Prevention Day. So you have this event taking place in an effort to try to curb violence and essentially show young people what could be the impacts of their actions. This coinciding with the saying goodbye to Briasia Powell, who was shot and killed last week, only 16 years old. We also want to take a look. We know we've given you some heavy news, so we want to give you a little bit lighter news, and that is the Atlanta Pride Run Walk is taking place tomorrow. Maybe you're lacing up your running shoes and taking part. Maybe you're like me and you're more of a spectator. But Atlanta News First is a proud sponsor of the event. We have a look at last year. Hopefully we don't have rain like this year, that's for sure. But hey, rain or shine, those racers are out there. It raises money for 3 local charities. The goal this year we have is $120,000. Now, if you are participating and you haven't picked up your packet, you can do that at 7 a.m. tomorrow. The walk run starts at 8:30. It's at Piedmont Park, so keep that in mind. We have a link with a lot more information on this. We have other ways you can donate, maybe running, walking, maybe those aren't your thing. We have all that on atlantanewsfirst.com. And staying with the running theme here, keep in mind the Peachtree Road Race The last day to register for that is tomorrow. So if you want to take part, tomorrow is your last day to sign up for it. The Atlanta Track Club actually hosted today an open house to get ready for the largest 10K road race in the world. Did you know that? Right here in Atlanta. So the Peachtree Road Race is going to be the 4th of July. It's going to be the 54th annual one this year. And if you want to take part, tomorrow is the last day to sign up, 1 month out. So we'll take you back out here live to give you just a quick rundown of the top stories that we're working on. I apologize for some of the audio issues in the beginning. It turns out the issue was on my end with my IFB, but now that I can hear everything going on quite clearly, I want to make sure I reiterate our top stories. And that was dozens today gathering at Area 4 restaurant for the repast for 16-year-old Briasia Powell. She was shot and killed last Sunday while attending an event basically in the driveway of Benjamin E. Mays High School. This was an unauthorized event where she was shot and killed. Some of her classmates were there today wearing T-shirts with her pictures. They wore pink and white, some of her favorite colors. Hundreds mourning her loss. She was actually the niece of Atlanta City Councilman Antonio Lewis, and she was just getting ready to start her summer job with the city of Atlanta. Just certainly a tragic loss and one that has been felt throughout the community. And it was a wake-up call today for the city's youth. Reporter Joshua Skinner is going to have much more on this, but this was an event held today. They actually held what looked like a mock funeral to let young people know what could be the consequences of violent actions. They say this is an effort to curb violence. This is an effort to educate young people and at least just get them to maybe think twice before they move forward with a decision that could be reckless. Also, keep in mind, tomorrow, if you are taking part in the Atlanta Pride Run Walk 5K, that gets started at 8:30 in the morning at Piedmont Park. And if you are registered and you haven't picked up your packet yet, you can do that at 7 in the morning. But if you're thinking further ahead, maybe you're thinking about 4th of July for the Peachtree Road Race, the last day, if you want to register for that, is tomorrow. I want to take you out to this camera. Isn't this just a gorgeous shot? And we are thankfully going to have pretty okay weather. I'm looking at meteorologist Cutter Martin now for our run tomorrow. Are you taking part in that?
I am. Run, walk, jog.
Hey, however
laugh
you get there.
and stroll.
Crawl,
We'll see.
Whatever it takes.
We'll see. I'm doing my own version of an Ironman. I'm going to walk from my place to the park and then run and then,
wow,
dare I say, walk all the way back.
Look at you.
I know, and decent weather.
Hey, I will. I'll be there for you if you could collapse. But
I'll call you.
No, you're gonna go strong. You're gonna do great.
Thank you. If not 911, I will give you a call. Weather's going to be gorgeous out there through the rest of this evening, overnight, tonight, into tomorrow. Again, nothing but nice stuff on the way. And we do have kind of one little fly in the ointment, so to speak, one little potential scenario getting into tomorrow. And that is simply the fact that we are going to be tracking that chance, a slightly greater chance of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. So just a simple heads up, it's not a washout. And I think it will be dry through the race time, run, walk time. But there is that chance of a couple of showers in the first alert forecast, few storms as well, mainly in the afternoon and early evening hours tomorrow. But again, live outside right now, it is absolutely stunning. Tracking no significant problems out there weather-wise. Temperature is still warm. I'll bring you two current temperatures right now, still hanging on to 80s out there. It was a warm day, though technically the city of Atlanta, many places at least, failing to hit 90 degrees. Most in the upper 80s. Rome did get above 90 this afternoon. Typically it is one of our warmer spots, and that was the case today. Still at 88. Keep in mind this temperature came in about 7:53, maybe 8 p.m. 78, a little cooler in Carrollton, a little bit rain cool. We had a couple showers move through the mountains this afternoon and evening in a couple of spots. That's why you see some relative, cool numbers. Also, of course, the elevation helping with that. 84 Gainesville, 80 Athens, 81 Covington, Locust Grove, 81. LaGrange is at 82. So a nice evening. Let's walk you hour by hour, though, take you through that full forecast overnight tonight. A mix of stars and clouds. We'll call it partly cloudy. dry. Though we will bring in a very slight chance of a shower late tonight, early tomorrow morning. We're talking only 10% or so in the city of Atlanta, the immediate metro. If you live in Rabun County, if you live in Habersham County, if you live closer to Augusta, maybe a 10 to 20% chance of a shower even before lunchtime tomorrow. So just a heads up, slight boost in that rain chance beginning even in the morning, though I do think mostly dry. Temperatures upper 60s inside the perimeter. Mid-60s, Sugar Hill, Beaufort, 66, Kennesaw, a little cooler, Henry County, McDonough, 63, 64 in Palmetto, and 60, Blairsville. Keep in mind, many folks in the mountains waking up to 50s this morning and have to go up maybe another 500,000 feet higher towards the peaks to find some solid 50s up there. So a mild start to our Sunday across the board. And if you're headed out to that Atlanta Pride Run, 5K, a lot of the festivities, pre-run festivities beginning about 7:30, 8 a.m., that 5K, and it will go, for about, maybe 10, 20, 30, 40, 45 minutes, depending on walkers and everyone going at their own pace. Then you have the award ceremony there about 9:45, and then there's some festivities afterwards. Well, and the weather's going to be decent for that whole stretch. 20% chance of a shower in the morning. Very small chance. There will be more clouds though tomorrow morning for sure. Temperatures mild, not exactly a cool run, but not hot. And then mid-70s by 10 a.m. And I think as we get into the afternoon, that is when the chance of showers and storms will start to increase, especially northwest of the city of Atlanta. 83 in Atlanta, your high temperature tomorrow. We were upper 80s today, so a little cooler tomorrow with more clouds around. 79 to 80, Lake Lanier, Gainesville area, Hall County, Forsyth County, right around 80 or so. 82 Athens, Rome 85 once again, one of the warmer spots. 82 in Noonan. Here's that hour-by-hour forecast. In fact, we're going to bring it back up to you, but we'll talk about that risk of a couple strong to severe storms tomorrow. Again, one or two may push strong limits, mainly far northwest side of the metro, very far northwestern Cobb County, heading up towards Fannin, Gilmer County, kind of the western mountain areas over towards the 75 corridor, Dalton, Georgia, getting up into Chattanooga, Tennessee. And really with storms, it's the risk of high winds, maybe some small hail, but any storm that develops in typical almost summertime fashion, frequent lightning and heavy rain, the main concern. Just make sure your rain and lightning alerts are turned on if you have outdoor plans tomorrow. Here we are in the morning. We can guarantee more clouds, maybe a spotty shower, and a little blip of green, or 2 or 3 are there before even lunchtime. But really, it's going to be after lunch, mainly southwest and northwest of the city of Atlanta, that showers and storms bubble up. This is around the time that 1 or 2 could become strong to severe, everything moving northeast to southwest. Again, there could be a few dinner time-ish showers around the metro, maybe a storm or 2, mainly west and northwest sides. And then with sunset brings relative calm, back to some calmer, cooler conditions. In fact, I think tomorrow evening will be cooler than this evening, as that chance of showers and thunderstorms kind of settles back out of the first alert forecast. Keeping it dry Monday, 20% chance of rain Tuesday. We are heating back up, upper 80s, right around 90. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and next Saturday afternoons. Forecasting a high temperature of 90 next Saturday. So warm to hot weather, it is here and here to stay for the time being, though it could be worse. Certainly this time of year, it has been worse. And you think back to a really hot start to the summer, late May, early June, back in 2019. So far, starting this late spring period, almost early summer. We're in meteorological summer right now. Astronomical date begins June 21st. But, it could be hotter this time of year, finally getting some real warmth back in the first alert forecast. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And if you're headed to the run tomorrow, come by, say hey to Atlanta News First. We'll have a booth there, and you can also get a check of the forecast if you're walking to the race route or just enjoying your Sunday, no matter where or when. Make sure you have the first alert weather app with a few storms in the forecast. Just keep your rain, lightning, and severe weather alerts, just in case, turned on in the weather app. We're going to leave you with a gorgeous look of Kennesaw Mountain in the background there, looking past Marietta Square, setting sun. Just a couple of clouds out there. Have a wonderful evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend.